Hi, everyone. I want to talk to you a little bit about how to transition from academia to the corporate world, and specifically how to find corporate work when you have a PhD. The first step, and maybe one of the most important steps of that process, is finding out what your unique value is as somebody with a PhD and switching from a mindset of what you could do or what you're qualified for versus what you are uniquely good at and what you might be the best person in the world to offer companies. So, in my experience, when I first started looking at jobs and from seeing other people that I know with PhDs start a corporate job search, I think there's a tendency to look at job postings and think, sure, I could do that. I have that skill. I'm qualified for that. And then you submit your resume or submit an application, and employers in the corporate world are going to look at that, maybe consider you. I don't know how far the applications go, but I think they see the PhD and it raises questions in their mind and they want to know, why does this person have a PhD? If you're not justifying it and it's not part of the story you're telling about yourself as a professional. So, what you need to do when you start pitching yourself and applying for things in the corporate world, whether you are applying to traditional jobs or applying for freelance work, pitching yourself for freelance work, is explain to people why your degree is an asset and why your PhD makes you super well qualified to do this thing. So, part of that process is you're going to have to figure out what your unique value is, right? What is the one thing that you do better than anybody else? And if you're somebody who has a PhD, you have a leg up in this process because you've been highly educated in something. So, I we all have to find for ourselves, right, what our unique value is. For me, it was I have a PhD in interpersonal communication that focuses on health communication, and I now work with health organizations offering strategy and communication services. And this was not something, right, in retrospect, this seems like a super obvious transition, but this was something that took me some thought and consideration to figure out. And then once I had the unique value, there was more of a transition to getting the work. Uh, and I'll talk about that in future videos. But a few things that I would recommend you look at to come up with your unique value is think about the area you studied. Maybe there's some value you can offer companies in that. What was your dissertation topic? Is that something that could help you find a unique value? The coursework you took, you might hire a business consultant or some kind of marketing consultant. I actually did that, and that was part of what helped me find my angle. So I spent a few $100s on a few hours' time with a marketing consultant, and it paid off exponentially. Um, you might look at people who are doing the same kind of work or similar work to what you want to do. So, and I'm by this I mean people in the corporate world who are doing the type of work you want to do. Look at it and see, okay, yeah, they're doing this, this, and this, and they are successful. But because I have this degree in this field, I could add this perspective or I could tweak this a little bit. So think about how you could do it differently, better, more efficiently, with a, a perspective that helps customers more or that helps the businesses more. So, how could you add to it because of your education? And look at the right. So, I guess I just said that look at the competitors and how could your field help what's going on. Look at what's going on in the marketplace you want to enter and how could your area add to that. So for me, my field is communication, and there's a lot of ways that communication can help healthcare. Maybe you come from anthropology or you come from history. And there's a lot of ways the knowledge in those fields could help the corporate world. But you need to first know what area of the corporate world you want to get into and how your skills could apply to it. So I really do recommend talking to somebody who is a marketing or corporate consultant in part of that process. The first step though in this whole process is switching from a mindset of looking for what could I qualify for, who might possibly hire me, and really turning your degree into an asset and realizing how it makes you uniquely marketable and making it part of the story that you tell about yourself as a candidate for whatever job you're pitching or for any freelance work that you're trying to obtain. So that makes a better story when you're pitching yourself to potential clients or potential employers. It also gives you more confidence when you are walking into a room or dealing with clients and employers. So you know that you have something of value that is worthwhile to them and that they should be paying money for instead of desperately trying to fit yourself into a box that they have already set the parameters for. So really switch your mindset and think about what is it about your degree and what you have learned that makes you a great asset for the corporate world.